Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. I'm Jim and let's get to it.
The pain.
So, you may have noticed a couple things, maybe, I don't know. But I have new hinge things because the ones I had before were not very good. These ones are way more stable. I'm like, my perception is a bit off because I'm just like, I don't know what these are. But these ones are way more stable than the ones I had there before, because the other ones I had there before were kind of dangerous because I sit on my bed. If you guys didn't know, probably you would know from some of the videos I upload. So yeah, having really unstable brackets, not hinges, is really bad, especially like, you know, I could become Flat Stanley in some sorts of way, and that will make no sense to some people because they won't know who that is. But anyway, for those who do, good job on getting the joke. I don't know. And second is that my hands are pretty disgusting, but I do have a good reason for it. My smart self was like, I have pictures of these, so I don't need to run downstairs. But I am making these boxes because my parents... Would you focus on this, please? Are you focusing? Is it focusing? I can't tell. I'm making these boxes because my parents are having this pirate party of 100 birthdays together. That's what they're calling it. It's basically their ages put together of where they're getting the 100 birthday thing. Anyway, they're celebrating that and they wanted some prop things, so I made those for them, and I'm still making them now. And they're also making this other prop, which is a mast, and they wanted that painted as well, so I'm painting that as well. And then I also injured myself at work, which is when I'm not injuring myself at work. Anyway, this has got nothing to do with the video, but I just thought I'd give you an update on what my life is like. Anyway, so this video is about teachers and, well, specifically my 5th grade teacher, because man, she was a menace and she scared the shit out of me and pretty much everybody who ever had her. I'm pretty sure everyone's had that sort of teacher who's kind of been known around the school as the, like, scary one. And damn, she haunted my nightmares, guys. I thought she was like a vampire or some mystical being. She was just like, man, you looked into her eyes and you were just like, shit, what have I done now? You could have done everything right that day, but man, you could have done one thing wrong and she would have like eaten you or something. Like eaten your soul. It was a bit of a shock because what happened when I was in year 5, we had this really nice teacher and she was awesome, and let's call her Miss M. Anyway, Miss M we had for the beginning of the year, which was the first semester, which was 2 terms of 10 weeks. That's how our schooling works here. I'm not sure how everybody else's works. Anyway, and then Mrs. H, which is the demon teacher, got back from her leave, and so we had her for semester 2, which was another 2 terms of 10 weeks per term. Anyway, so we go from this really nice caring person to this like evil demon lady. Anyway, this is like, she's probably changed since then, and I've changed since then too, but this is the story from like little like, what, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, no, younger than that, maybe 11-year-old me. So, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, Miss H. I'm sorry if I've let you down, but I think I've let a lot of teachers down in my time, so whatever. Anyway, like I said, it was a bit of a shock going from like such a nice teacher to such like someone who was yelling and shouting all the time. And she was actually the teacher that put forward that I was stupid in her terms. I think that's what my mum said. And that was the teacher that insisted I get a hearing test and get a test to see if I was dyslexic, which I ended up being dyslexic. But there was a lot of reasons behind why she thought I was that weren't actually true. For example, one time we had really shitty computers, like it was back in like really early 2000s that I was in primary school, and we didn't have these great Mac computers. We didn't even have laptops. We weren't even trusted to have iPads like year 7s and younger are these days. We just weren't. And we just didn't have the technology. So we had these really shitty desktop computers that we did work on. Our IT department consisted of one lady running the computer lab, and there were several computer labs throughout the school. So our school didn't know shit about computers. They didn't know anything. Anyway, so of course when one has a virus, it kind of spreads throughout everything else. At least I think that's how it works, or maybe I'm thinking of people. Anyway, so obviously this computer had a virus. I was working on my assignment and I lost everything. And I was saving my assignment throughout the day, throughout when I was working on it, and I said, don't worry, to myself, it'll be fine. Sent it to the teacher, and it was actually, there was nothing there. It was a very rough outline of what I was going to do. This happened several times to me, and it seemed to be only happening to me. And this teacher hated me because of it, and she thought I was lying too. And I guess, you can take what you want from that, but that's my story, is that the computer just wasn't working, and this teacher just hated me because I never did well on assignments because I lost all my work. And it happened throughout the whole, time I was at that school using those computers, and I hated it. And I loved coming home and using my own desktop so I could fucking get shit done because I couldn't get anything done at school. I was also one of those kids that could get distracted so easily or get focused on something so much, and that is the reasons why she thought I was deaf as well. And I was one of those kids that was never good at spelling either, so when I spelt something wrong or when anything happened, that to do with spelling or grammar or anything, she thought there was something wrong with me. And that's fine, you can take what you want from that. But I thank God every day for autocorrect because I'm the worst speller in the world. And to be honest, I don't think everybody is an excellent speller. And plus, most of the time when I'm spelling something, I'm normally one word off, or I've got the words back to front, which I think is okay. And people can say I'm dumb, I'm fine with people going on that tangent, but I'm dyslexic. Sometimes you can't help what your brain thinks and how you function and how you learn things. Anyway, this teacher, strongly thought I was really special, really stupid. That's how, this teacher just did not like me because she thought I didn't belong in this class. She thought I should, go to a different school kind of level of things. Because there was this one day, I did my own tuck shop order, which consisted of having a brown paper bag. I'm not sure if anyone remembers this. A brown paper bag and filling it out what you wanted and putting the money inside, and you gave it to the canteen, and then magically by lunch everything that you ordered was inside that. Anyway, so my mum normally filled those out, but one morning I decided I wanted to. I was in year 5, I thought I was old enough to do that, and I didn't really care about spelling because I knew the tuck shop lady. And I don't want to be we were close. That's weird. You were close with the tuck shop lady. But I knew her son and her daughter. They were in the other years, but I knew them, and she was always very nice to me because I was always there. Wow, this is not going great for me. Anyway, so I didn't think she would care, and I'm pretty sure she knew what I would mean by what I was saying, and I'm pretty sure I spelt most things right. I think there was a couple sort of words that maybe I got the letters mixed up, but I was in year 5, guys! Let it go! Anyway, I remember one of the teachers, in fact it was the IT teacher, that came in holding my tuck shop order and showed the teacher. And this got on my nerves. I didn't know what to do. I felt totally embarrassed that I had done something wrong. And in life, it sucks when someone, judges you on how smart you are, because sometimes, smartness isn't always what matters in life, being smart. I mean, there's different levels of smart, and there's different levels of being, an academic, God or whatever, but people that are academic aren't really, aren't always great at communication and aren't always great at communicating with other people, and communicating what they want. They just don't use their words sometimes. And at this moment, it made me feel so stupid. And I saw them laugh. I did. And part of me, the one that was ashamed, wanted to, go and cry and get my mum to take me home. And then there was another part of me that was like, you gotta stand up for yourself, because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to. But then there was this little fraction of me that is just do nothing, there's nothing you can do. They're teachers, they're so much, high above you. You can't do anything. You don't know anything. And I kept that to myself for such a long time because I was embarrassed. And I don't think anybody wants to feel that way. Anyway, there was a lot of things in that school that went terribly. I did not agree with how they were teaching me. I thought it was terrible. We don't have enough maths teachers here, and we certainly do not start learning very high level of maths until we are in the older grades. And then by then it's too late to start learning something that you need to know for high school. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, this whole tuck shop thing really got to me, and I didn't do anything about it. And as I look back on it now, I realize I shouldn't have, done something. Anyway, this vampire teacher, going off on tangents that don't matter. Anyway, this vampire teacher, she had so many rules and so many things. I hated it. And whenever she wasn't there, whenever she was off on a sick day, I thanked God, because I hated her that much. It got to the point where she decided to have a seating plan for everything. Everything, guys! On the floor, on the tables, at the computer labs. Everywhere was seating planned. I'm I couldn't sit with my friends anymore that were in the class with me. Even the freaking, we had these trays that we put our books and pencil cases in. Even those were ordered so you weren't next to your friends, so you didn't chat as you got your books out. It was oh my God, everything was ordered. And I'm all for organization, but why does this need to be organized? I get that doing that, but why? Why? We used to pick our own spots on the floor, and now we can't even do that! Why? She was crazy. I'm sorry, I'm grabbing a pen. This was a typical pen that we had in year 5. I don't know how to explain this. We were not allowed to use these, really. We were frightened to use these pens. Because if we did, if we clicked the pen more than 3 times, this was taken from us. Obviously, we had to put the margins in our book with red, then change to blue or, blue or black, and write. And then, obviously, to put it away, we have to click it again in case the pen leaked. And so many people got this, taken from them. And we didn't know if we were ever gonna get them back. I'm pretty sure she was stealing my pens, but whatever. There were so many rules in that class, and it drove me crazy. And it also, a lot of things that she did hurt my feelings. And I know that, I was only little and she was the teacher, but still, I was still a person then. You can't, say that I wasn't. And you can call me a baby all you want, but she was a mean teacher. And I feel if you're gonna teach in primary school, you should be able to put up with, kids those ages, yes. You should be able to put up with them. And I know that's asking a lot, and you're gonna snap every now and again. But man, she yelled at everybody. I'm pretty sure she even yelled at other teachers. I'm why are you even working here? You seem so frustrated. Go teach high school. This is an added bonus sort of story in here. My mum used to be friends with one of the teachers down there. And she went to go see her friend, the teacher. And she had to go into the sort of area where she was teaching, and she was yelling at a student, and as soon as she saw my mum, she stopped yelling at the student. And I'm just like, wow, did the parents even know she was an asshole? Like I knew she was an asshole. My parents knew she was an asshole too because of all this like stuff with dyslexia and deafness. I'm not deaf. I just don't like you. Anyway, guys, please comment below if you've ever had an asshole teacher or like one that was like a demon or something that wanted to eat your soul. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe because that is always nice. Goodbye.